Geeks for Geeks. Can I have a quick +1 in the chat if I'm visible as well as equally audible? Let me just turn on my preview screen so know that I'm visible as well as equally audible or not. So let me just go to the link of this. Okay. Fair enough. Why it's unfair contest, may I know? Why for you it was unfair? Thanks a lot, Abhijit. Hey, are there any questions about works about Python? Rank 485. Okay. Hi sir, good evening. Hey Love Kush, how are you? Hey Shreya Shukla. Why it's unfair? Why everyone is just commenting unfair? Can you just tell me? For you, why it was unfair? And only C was available. Sir, language change. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Seems like we are good to go. So let's start with the post discussion session. Let's first start with the coding problems. Okay, so let's start with the problem itself. Right. So the problem statement is the ultimate duel between Harry and Dark Lord. The ultimate duel between the Harry and the Dark Lord has started. Let me just take the screenshot of this, then I would be able to explain it more perfectly. Okay, so the question statement is like this. Yeah, the ultimate duel between Harry and Dark Lord has started. Yeah, now it should be. My option for Python, sir, my editor was bad. How to check rank? This is a scam. Why this is a scam? So the ultimate duel between Harry and Dark Lord has begun, and Voldemort has now trapped Harry. Okay. So what you need to do here in this problem is Voldemort can endure only K disarming charms. Okay. So he can only eat K at most. Okay. Just wait for a second. Yeah. So now the Voldemort has now been trapped. So he can only day disarming charms, and after that he dies. Or suppose I am made up of 100 points. So I can eat 100 points, but after 100 points I would be dead. Okay. Suppose my health, suppose you play a game of PUBG. So my health is suppose 100. So if I use up all my 100 health, then I would just die. So in the first time, he would cast K charms. Okay, so he would first charm, and then he would do x plus 2, then he would go and go to x plus 4, and then he would go and x plus 6, and this cycle continues. Okay, every time it would increase by 2, and then he casts the charm until the Voldemort dies. Okay, suppose I have a health of 10. Okay, I have a health of 10. So if I'm beaten by a gun and the gun has a health of suppose 70, then I can take the first blow and 30 will be remaining, and then I again take the blow of 70, and now all my 30 would also be eaten, and I would be left with 40. Okay, I would be left with 40 still the damage, but I would just die. Okay, this is what you need to do. Okay, let me just lower down the quality of my preview screen. Okay, now what it is given is you are given the x, so you are given this value, so you are given this value, And what you need to do is you need to tell the number of volts you need to endure and what is the minimum number of charms required. Okay, so now let's take the first example where x is equal to 2. Okay, where x is equal to 2 and k is equal to 20 itself. Okay, why this just going crazy? Okay, let me just write it here. X is equal to 2 and k is equal to 20 itself. So now if I just subtract 20 from 2, this would be 18 and I have used the first blow. Now 18 minus 2, so this would be 2 plus 2, which is equal to 4. 18 minus 4 is equal to 14. Now I have used the second blow. Okay, now this 4 would be incremented by 2 and this would become 6. So 16 minus, so 14 is remaining. So 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. Now I have used the third blow. Still he has the health left. Now 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So this is 6 plus 2, which is equal to 8. So and I have used the fourth blow also. Okay, now this is 0. Now the Voldemort has 0 health, but he has some point of health. Now if I just subtract 0 minus the value 10, it would be minus 10 and the Voldemort has died, and now it is the fifth one. So how many blow we did use? We used 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth blow. Okay, so that is why I can say that only 5 blow is required. This is why the answer is equal to 5 itself. Okay, fair enough. Now let's take the screenshot of this and I would be able to show you. Okay, so I made the x and k in lowercase. Okay, I made the x and k in lowercase. Now suppose x is equal to, what was x? X is equal to, see, x is equal to 2. Okay, x is equal to 2 and k is equal to 20 itself. Okay, k is equal to 20 itself. Okay, now we would move forward till this while loop turns true. So 20 minus 2 is equal to 18, which is more than this, and again 18 minus 4 is equal to 14, which is still more than 0. Now 14 minus 6 is equal to 8, which is greater than 0. So this would still go, and 18 minus 8 is equal to 0, which is greater than equal to 0. This would still go, and then 18 minus 10 is equal to the next value, that is minus 2 itself. Okay, this is how the C++ would work. Okay, this C++ thing would work. At the end, whatever is our value, whatever the number of blows we have just received, okay, or the Voldemort has just received, we would say that this is the number of blows that he has took, and this is equal to the C. Okay, so quickly tell me if this thing is clear or not. Quickly tell me. Quickly tell me if this thing is clear or not. Okay. By the way, if you want to say me anything, my LinkedIn ID is in the description. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and I would tell you. Okay, so suppose एक विलन है, एक हीरो है. Okay, विलन के पास कुछ हेल्थ है. अब विलन के पास कुछ हेल्थ है, अब हीरो उसको गोली मार रहा है. जितना गोली मारेगा उससे उतना का हेल्थ जाएगा. ठीक है, एक्स है उस गोली का डैमेज. ओके, एंड के है उस विलन का डैमेज. ओके, एंड गोली का डैमेज हर बार +2 से इंक्रीज करेगा. x + 2, x + 4, x + 6, x + 8, x + 10, एंड जब तक विलन के पास हेल्थ है वो डिक्रीज होते रहेगा. और हमें गोली मारती रहनी पड़ेगी. And this is how it would be done. Okay. Now let's move to the next problem. Okay. So the next problem was the final task. Okay. So let me just take out the output. Yeah. The screenshot has been taken. And now let's just see. Okay. The most awaited tournament of Hogwarts has commenced. Commenced मतलब क्या होता है? Commenced मतलब start हो जाता है. In the final task of the tournament, to reach the port key and receive eternal glory, he has to solve the following problem. तो हैरी पॉटर को अब नीचे दिए गए प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करना है. ठीक है, हैरी पॉटर को नीचे दिए हुए प्रॉब्लम को अब सॉल्व करना है. The problem is that he is given an array of n integers. So एक array would be given and n means the number of elements. So अगर array ये है और number of n is equal to 5, that means 5 elements would be there. So let's just check. We have 1 element, 2 element, 3 element, 4 element and 5 element. Okay. So next he needs to count the total number of set bits. What do you mean by set bits? Set bit क्या होता है? Suppose this is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So this bit is not set, this bit is set, this bit is not set, this bit is set, this bit is not set, this bit is set, this bit is set. Okay, set bit कुछ नहीं होता है, जो bits 1 रहेंगे उनका बताना है. Or you can just directly read the number of ones in the binary representation of each number present in the array. Okay, the number of ones there in the binary representation in the one of the array. Okay, fair enough. So now the next thing is that Harry is weak in mathematics. Can you help out in solving this problem? So suppose we have the first number as 1. Okay, so 1 को binary में कैसे represent करते हैं? 1 is represented as 1 only. 2 is represented as 1 and 0. Okay, and 3 is represented as 1 and 1. 4 is represented as 2, 0, 0. Sorry, 1, 0, 0. That is my mistake. Yeah, this would be 1, 0, 0. 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2. And next thing is that it is 5. So 1, 0 and 1. So basically what we can do is to fill out the remaining places, we can just put 0, 0 instead of that. So the first one has one set, 1 bit set, this has 1 bit set, this has 2 bit set, this has 1 bit set, this has 2 bit set. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is equals to 4, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, 5 then 6 then 7. So this is how the output is equal to the value 7. Fair enough. Now let's just take the screenshot of the problem answer itself. Okay. Okay. So we are given the array A and the number of elements, and then we have the value C itself. Initially C का value greater than 0. Next what we do is, this is from 0 to less than n. So this loop would continue for I is equals to 0, I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, I is equal to 4. Okay, and this is the value itself. Now if E and 1 is true, true means kitna? See, true has the value 1 and false has the value 0. So C प्लस ट्रू अगर होगा तो 1 जाएगा, एंड उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? वी राइट शिफ्ट द नंबर बाय 1. सपोज दिस इज इक्वल टू 1, 0, 0. सो आफ्टर डूइंग द राइट शिफ्ट बाय 1, दिस वुड बिकम 1, 0. अगेन आई राइट शिफ्ट बाय 1, this would become 1. Again I right shift by 1, this would become 0 itself. Okay, this is how it would be done. After that, all these values would be added in the C, and then we would be returning the value of C itself. Now can you quickly tell me if this thing is clear or not? Okay, Quickly tell me if this thing is clear or not. After that point of time, I would move forward. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Now let's move to the quiz problem. Okay, so the first problem is we need to predict the output of the following program. Okay, this is what you need to do. Now it is told that geeks quiz. Okay, the geeks quiz में this printf returns the length of the given string. तो geeks quiz में कितने characters है? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, that is why the output would be 9 itself. This would be the output itself. Okay, this is the output. Now we would move to the next problem. Okay, so let's move to the next problem. Now this is quite interesting problem. Okay, so here I would write the value of I itself. Okay, so I is equal to 0, j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 2 itself. Okay, then we have L is equal to I and then post increment operator. So we would first check I is equal to 0, so this won't be done. Okay, so ये वाला तो false हो गया, so this is equal to false. Okay, then we move to the next one, 4 of j and k. So j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 2. So sum is equal to 1 plus 2. So sum is equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. Now b is equal to a. Okay, so j and k, j was 1 and k was 2. Now k is equal to j, that means 1, and a is equal to sum minus b. So 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 is equals to 2 itself. That means the value of j and k is interchanged. Okay, so now if we print the value of I, j, k and L, the value would be 1, 2, 1, 1. This would be the value. Okay, but this is not equal to, and this value would be 1. Why? Because that is I plus plus. So agar pehle that would use the first 0 and after that is used, then it would get incremented and that would become I and j would be 2 and k and L would be 1 and 1. Okay, this is there. Now let's move to the next problem. But before doing that, let me just clear the annotations that I have made itself. Okay, so now if you just observe, what is this? ARR is a constant operation. Okay, it is a constant pointer. Okay, and it is not possible to increment or decrement a constant operator. So the path, the base address would remain the same and it would tell that I value is required. Okay, so did you understand this or not? Just quickly tell me. Okay, let me just quickly check if you are understanding or not. Okay, thanks a lot. Please keep quiet, please just keep quiet and listen to me. Please keep quiet and listen to me. This is absolutely very important. Okay, so now let's move to the fourth problem. The fourth problem is again very interesting. Okay, so let's first see what is happening here. Okay, so a is equal to 1, b is also equal to 1. Now c is equal to 1 or minus minus b. But as the first, or में क्या होता है, एक भी value, if any of them is returning true, it would say that yes, it is true, because only one is required. So it would return true and it would go after that position. So now c is equal to 1 itself. Now d is equal to a minus minus, which is the value 1, but this would be decremented to 0. but this is equal to 1 because इस point of time में 1 रहेगा, and minus minus b, this is equal to 0. So 1 and 0 would be equal to the value 0 only. Okay, so a0, b1, okay, a0, b1 and c1 and d0, a0 and which is there like this, a0, b1, c1 and d0. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, this one, and this would be executed also. This minus of bb would make this as 0. Now this is 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0. This is how, because a minus minus, it means that this is post decrement operator. Decrement मतलब कम होगा. Okay, so पहले वो a का value use करेगा, उसके बाद this would get decremented and this would be made, and अब पहला वाला check हो गया, and now we need to check the second one. Now minus minus b means first b would be decremented. सामने रहा तो pre, बाद में रहा तो post. याद रखो, you need to remember this. Okay, and what is the difference between pre and post? The difference between pre and post is that pre वाला पहले कर लेता है, then we use it. Okay, and it is possible or not. Okay, but post वाला first uses it and then it checks if it is possible or not. Okay, and next move to the next fifth one. Okay, which of the following operators cannot be overloaded in C and C++? Structure references cannot be overloaded in C and C++. This is a remembering thing and you would easily know this. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, the next one is that if a plus plus n is equal to n plus plus, okay, now what is assigned, you can't determine this. Why? Because this is compiler dependent. Okay, let me just okay, seems like my mouse has stuck working. Yeah, so we can use this mouse only. So which is assigned at the compiler dependent. So this one is compiler dependent. Now let's move to the seventh problem. The seventh problem is 1 1 1 1 2 0. This is what you need to do. And now each element take up to 3 memory words. So now 48 into 3. This is what you need to do. 8 3s are 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24 itself. 4 3s are 12 and this would be 40. Okay, 144. So 144. This would be 4, this would be 6, this would be 2 and 1264. The value 1264 is this one. That is how the value 1264 is there. Okay. Now let's move to the next problem, that is the problem number 8. Okay. Now this is again a little bit on the difficult side. Okay. Why? Because this would tell you that this is a compile time error. Now let us understand why this is a compile time error. Because prefix and postfix operation needs to assign this. Okay, that is why the output of this is also compile time error. Now quickly give me a second, I need to just read the comments. What are the comments that are coming at this point of time? So where can we learn all of this? You can learn all of this for free in Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so rank 10, no, both are correct. Please turn on, sir, please turn on slow mode. Okay, yeah, slow mode should be turned on. That is of absolute importance. I can also see that slow mode needs to be turned on. Why compile timeout? Okay, how rank with the same marks? I rendered, there was no error. So how did you rank the student with the same marks? The students who have scored the same marks would be ranked according to the time, okay, the time they have taken to solve that particular problem itself. Okay, this is how it is done. And please don't reply this much to the chat. Can you explain in Python? So this one is this one. Now we are at the 9th problem. Okay, now this one is very interesting. Yeah, this one, yeah, 9th one. So in 9th problem, a is equal to 0, 1, 2, and in octal this means that it is equal to 10. Okay, so output would also be 10 itself. So if the output is equal to 10, then let's search an answer with 10, and yes, we do have a value with the value 10. This can be done. Okay, fair enough. Now let's move to the next problem. Okay, now geeks4geeks.str, this is our absolute very important. Okay, so now let's just write G, 1 character, this is 2 second character, this is 3rd character, this is 4th character, this is 5th character, and this is 6th, this is 7th, this is 8th, and this is 9. But size of str gives us the value of length, the size of the particular array itself. And the size of the particular array is what? Size of the particular array is 20. So we can say this. But if you want the length of the string itself, then you can just say that it is strlen, strlen, and you can pass that and you can see the answer for itself. So you can just replace the size of with strlen and you would be able to get the value of this. Okay, in C the parameters are always, can I have a quick reply from you? The parameters are always in what form? The parameters are always passed by value and passed by reference. These are the two ways of passing. Now what is passed by value? Passed by value means that my values are being passed, I am not being passed. So if you just edit my values, then my values would get incremented or decremented, but the original value won't get affected. But if you pass by reference, the original value would get decremented or incremented. If you just want to, if you want me to show this, I would just show you. Okay, just let me show you. Suppose this is the sample, this is what is there, and next I can do is I can do void. Okay, and then I can just write rec and I can take a number, and then I can do a is equal to a plus 1, and then I can simply write return. Okay, now I would pass rec of, so before this int a is equal to 5, and now what I can do is rec of a, and then I can do cout of a, this thing, and then let's just print and see. So the value is still 5. We are not able to get the modified value. Okay, if you again run this, the value would be 5, and this is not compiler dependent. But if you just use an ampersand sign before it, okay, save it and use an ampersand sign, then this value would get incremented and the value would be equal to the value that is 6 itself. Okay, this is how you can use it. Fair enough. That is why it is always passed by value itself. This is the meaning of pass by value and pass by reference. Okay, now you need to predict the output of this. Okay, so the output of this is minus a and a. This is then unsigned, but the unsigned and signed are different. Okay, so if x is equal to a, they would be same. So the answer would be equal to the value same itself. Okay, because they have the same bit pattern, and hence x and y must be the same. Okay, that is why you can just print the thing known as same. Okay, now C, sizes of an integer and a pointer must be same. Okay, and but this can't be same. Okay, why? Because this is compiler dependent. So you can just answer the value as false itself. Okay, then you have the 14. What is the difference between struct and class? So whenever you are talked about struct and class, you can directly think about public and private. Okay, so members of a class are public by default and members of a struct are public by default. Okay, and when deriving a struct from a class, okay, default access specifier is public, and when deriving a class, default access specifier is private itself. That's why this perfectly fits into our explanation. That's why we can say that yes, this is the answer we were looking for. Okay, now let's move to the next problem, that is the 15th itself. So suppose n and b are unsigned int variables in the C program. Okay, so if you just see n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, this would be absolutely very large. Okay, this would be kind of f4 5 into 4 into 3, which is very large. Now this and this is already gone. Okay, next we are left with this and this. So these two are left. Okay, these two are gone and we are left with these two. Okay, this is what we have now. Now this one is n minus 2 and divided by 2, and n minus 3 would be divisible by 3 itself, because n is, suppose n is not divisible by 3. So n minus 1 would be there or n minus 2 would be there. So this is absolutely easy because something would be divisible. That is why the answer to this is the second variable. Okay, so let's just remove it. Okay, and let's move to the next problem. I hope that this is clear itself. Okay, now it is possible to define a class with a class termed as the nested class. Now there are two types of nested class, the inner and the outer classes. Okay, that's why the answer to this is equal to 2, the inner and the outer class, and they are both independent of each other. They are both independent of each other. Now the next one is the 17 itself. Now all are valid. Why? Because this is an unsigned short. This is also valid, and then this is equal to short x, which is also equal to valid, and signed short x, which is also equal to valid. This is how this is all are valid. This is the answer to this particular value itself. Okay, then we have the 18th. So in C program, following variables are defined. Okay, C program following variables are defined. So this is, first one is float, and next one is double, and the next one is long double. Which is the correct way of printing these variables by a printf? So the most easiest way is the first one itself, because this one is float and this one is double and this one is the long double. So easily, and x, y, z are in the same order as they are given. So you can easily say that. Okay, fair enough. Then we have the 19th problem. 19th problem. Now let us understand this one. Okay, so there are two i's that are declared. This one is first I, this one is the second I. This is where I is used and this is where I is used. Okay, this is where I is used. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6 and this is 7. So while indexing it on the basis of 0 indexing, this can be told that this is it. Okay, then we move to each element is incremented by 1 and I is also incremented by 1, and here also the I is incremented. The first I would be 0 and first I is incremented by the for loop, next it is incremented by the next one, that is this one, and then it would be incremented by this one, and this would be incremented by this one, and then this would be this. Okay, this is what it is done, and that's why the answer to this is what? This is equal to 19C, that is 3 and 2. Now let's move to the last one. Okay, which of the following is true about arrays in C? For every type except void, because if we just write void a of 10, that would be giving you a compilation error. So for every type T except the void and the function type, there can be an array of T. You can just make a struct of that, you can just make an array of that, you can just make a class of that, and that would be absolutely very easy. Okay, Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to go to the link in the description. Okay. So, shall I contact? I reported, but no reply. Sir, I'm learning Java, but the quiz contains only C. Yeah, that's an absolutely bad for you. I would connect to the team and I would pass this information to them and hope they would add that Java language. The answers are available in the quiz tab. Yeah, the answers are available in the quiz tab itself. Now, there is a link in the description and there is also a link that is flashing in the pinned. Okay, so you need to register for that. You need to go to that link. Okay, which rank we will get the gaming laptop. Game खेलना है सर को. Game खेलोगे तो अगला वाला में नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, so fair enough, that was just a joke. Okay, how to check rank? Just you need to connect with me on LinkedIn. So how to improve rank? You need to improve rank by doing a lot of practice, a hell lot of practice. First tell me, ये सब clear हुआ ना? सबको समझ में आया कि नहीं? सवाल पूछते पढ़ ली कि ना? For everyone, this is clear or not? First tell me this, then we would talk about these all things. First tell me that this thing is clear or not. Now, there is also a thing known as step up coding. Okay, so in step up coding you need to register. Okay, this is the second event of this and you need to just sit on this. Okay, so just let me open the page itself. Okay, so yeah, just a sec. Okay, fair enough. So let me just, yeah, so let me just go to the step up coding link and I would explain you what you need to do. Okay, so this is the page of the step up coding link. Okay, so let me just go back to the YouTube live link. Okay, so see, this is the step up coding and for this you have 30 days and 21 hours and 49 minutes to prepare. Okay, and this is recommended for 8th to 12th standard and this thing would be conducted on 26th of February from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and hopefully if I be in Geeks for Geeks till next month, I would be doing the editorial of this. Okay, so make sure you're registered in this. I'm also registered in this. Okay, so what is coding 1.0? This is coding 1.0. Okay, this would be conducted at the next month. Okay, next month of 26th February. Each 26th February this would be there. Okay, fair enough. This is of absolute importance and the rewards would be delivered only within India. So if you are not within India, then this won't be told to you and the leaderboard will remain hidden for the 10 days post contest means contest के बाद and the proper verification of the candidates appearing in the contest. So पहले proper verification होगा and if there is a plagiarism then your points would be decreased to 0 and proper verification करके सबको निकाला जाएगा and then you would be able to participate in this. Okay, and this contest is exclusively for school students and every student who comes in the top 100 will undergo a verification via video call before any prize is given. That is of absolute importance and the leaderboard will remain frozen. Okay, what is the syllabus of 1.0? The syllabus of 1.0 is the basics of C++ like for loop, while loop, do while loop, for each loop, and then you can also learn about little bit about bits, set bits, what is least significant bit, what is most significant bit, and then you can bit representation, then bit masking. You can learn about these all things. Okay, now tell me if this thing is clear or not. Just quickly tell me and then I would end this session now. Yeah, this contest would be on every 26th. Okay, those who would send the same message multiple number of times, I won't reply to them. So make sure you only send a particular message. Rank कैसे देखे? The rank won't be available for the next 10 days. It would be frozen and proper verification would be done and then it would be there. Thank you, sir. You are most welcome. Okay, Okay, so that's great. I think I have resolved these all things. Okay, so the first, let us just quickly do a revision of what was taught. So in this problem, you just need to increment while it has health, and this is equal to 0. We start with 0, and the health, if it is greater than 0, we keep decrementing the health, and then we move to the next problem, which is that we count the number of set bits. Set bits is that the number of ones in the particular number. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 1, then 2, then 1 plus 2. This is how we would do it, and then if we move forward while it is greater than 2, we would simply do that. And after that, this quiz was there. Okay, so that's great. I hope that I have cleared all your doubts. Thank you and have a nice day. Good night. All the best. You have performed to your limit and hope you would get your award. Thanks a lot. Okay, so good night, everyone.